What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time, we're still talking to Alba, who still won't give us any clues, but Steel Samurai and friends and family have barged in with the Iron Infant, who is soaked in water, and now Edgeworth wants to know why. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal, and he found it in a pool. I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that! Well, I was in Alabast the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infant. Okay, let's try this again. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. There we are. I thought I'd lost him in the Rose Garden, but I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in... That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabasta to Babal is... Wait, what? Symmetry? Is it symmetry? I don't know what it is. Ah, that's right, I knew all along. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. It all makes sense. Cat's out of the bag. The curtain has been lifted. Yes, sir. There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Kochan's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. We found it here. But is he trying to say that with that, there should be water here? Because it's one of two places. Either here he wants me to click, or here. But I want to go with here.
Take that!
I'll be back before you know it. Good, Gumshoe. Go run. It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you do. It's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. Hello? Mystery, it's here. That was fast. There is a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babalese side. Mr. Kochan's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Alabast. Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool. It was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected.
Objection.
And where's your proof that the two sides are connected?
Objection.
The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. This blasted dog! I'm back. Hey, don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero of Justice's son. Even if he is just the doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. P. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kinda unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through to Babal. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but... he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? Well... you learned a while ago that in the event of the fire, the reservoir is used to hose it down, which means the water shoots down, so it eventually has to fill up, but at some point it'd be almost empty until it fills up again. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to blah 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 blah? You see, Mr. P, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized a flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Koten's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Miss Sheena would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. Mr. P, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babal? If only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Oh, I'm picking up what you're dropping. Get rid of the water. That's it. Now, I believe this time we really are done, right?
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. Boom! What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. I don't think it's relevant which fire it was. Maybe it is, but we only have one piece of evidence that has fire, so...
Take that!
Tonight, the Adagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border.
Objection!
So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. I know I switch between route and route a lot, but honestly, my pronunciation of most words is... I don't even know what it's based on. It's crazy. Even if all the water... Whoa! Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know, those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls. Oh, so you're saying that she went in It drained, she went across, or whoever went across, waited for it to fill up, and then got out. Oh, I get your game, old man. It would be difficult for Shiina to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the wall, there was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they can go up or down in the pool at will. Can they? It looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. P? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Shiina and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that would be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Shiina could move up and down in the pool. It was the actual pool. The pool, yeah. It fills when it's empty. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts, in a manner of speaking. How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Shiina and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the Baba Lee side and the firefighting effort, these were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Kochin's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? That was kind of cheesy, but I love it. First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance, in preparation of things to come. Then, he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden, and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Kochin's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Shiina was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. She then made for an open-air stage pool to wait. Why am I having a hard time reading? Breathe. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Alright, let's try this again. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in the pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabast into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Shiina and the body. After that, Miss Shiina used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There is an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Kochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you can do it, Mr. E. Way to fight back.
Objection.
You accuse me of moving the body across the country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof. I believe is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There is no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. Right here in my pocket. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. The pick! Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. The pick of the Jammin' Ninja. Come on! That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. That's what you found in the thing, pool, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's the pick.
Take that!
And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Baba Lee side will be your undoing. A guitar pick. Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. Huh? What is it? I thought it was the Jammin' Ninja. Is it the infant? Do we have infant evidence in here somewhere? Pushcart. Is it to the pushcart? What do they want from me? Maybe, what am I supposed to do? No? What? Oh, okay, hold on. So what did that piece belong to? There's the pick, there's the currency. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Looks like a guitar pick. What do you go to? Gotta find out. I just don't know where this piece is supposed to go. Unless that broken piece from the knife that was in the bouquet. Oh, wow. Do you see? That's what it is. This is what it is. Oh.
Take that.
Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. It would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body.
Objection.
That's an interesting story, nothing more.
Objection.
Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage area on the bobbly side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool on through into Babal. Impossible! The people of Zhengfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. This? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot, or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see it to it that justice is served to people like you.
Objection.
You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. E. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. And with that, we can go ahead and end this video here. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!